explain why I don't concur with you with the title. Because one thing I did with the video, I made sure that people saw the entire video. It wasn't just at the start, it was just a clip. But then the whole video was there. If anyone actually took the time to watch the live stream, you will actually see that the gentlemen, some of the gentlemen who were behaving the way they behaved, I actually interviewed them to ask them why they behaved that way. And the reason why I chose the title of Young Muslims Behaving Badly, because in the video, that is exactly what occurred. Some people did ask me, why did I describe it as young Muslims? The reason I did, if you have a look at the words used by, I think the gentleman's name was Sharif, I'm using his words. And when I spoke to the people who were involved, they were Muslims. So I was describing factually in the video what occurred. And yes, someone did say to me, what I would like to see you do is that if there's Christians behaving badly, I want you to describe it as that. What I try to do when you're down here is capture factually what you see and put it out. If I see people behaving badly, regardless of what religion they are, I will report that. Should be Muslim, Christian, Rastafarian. I will capture that and I will put it out as that. But on that day, it was young Muslims behaving badly, and I interviewed some of those Muslims at the end to establish why they behave, and it was to generate likes, shares and follows via social media. I may not agree with what they did, but I could have recorded it, mentioned it in many other ways. I was just recording exactly what I saw.
Okay, so let me give you a picture so maybe you can understand. So we have a group of individuals who come here, white nationalists, and they say we hate NIGGERS. Yeah? And they come here and provoke the black community over and over again. And I come here and I go, what's your channel called? Street Mike. I call it Ali Mike. And Ali Mike comes here and goes, okay, let's get this group of black youth who are seeing a racist individual saying that slavery was amazing, we killed you NIGGERS people, etc. And the black community get a bit raggo. And then I'm like, look at these black folks. You see these guys, these black folks? You see this how they behave? This is the park of freedom of speech. If I was to do that, the black community would say, well, hold on a second. You are firstly disregarding the individual who's provoking them, number one. Number two, even though it doesn't give a right for anyone to nudge or push or physically attack somebody, you need to put it in a context. So if I was to do that, the black community will be upset with me. Why? Because they're like, you are firstly being biased. You're not telling the people that, you know what, these guys are wrong for nudging him. However, just to mention, this is an individual who comes to this park for the past 10 years and he provokes and insults the black community day in, day out. So he is also a part to blame. So if you did that, we'll say, you know what, at least it's not biased. You've mentioned the problem, you've mentioned people reacting to it, we can look at it in context. But what you've done is, got a bunch of Muslims, and you're like, look how Muslims are behaving. This shouldn't be like this. This is a park where freedom of speech should... Excuse me, hold on a second. If that was done to the Jewish community, and somebody was here saying, I deny the Holocaust, no Jewish people died, yeah, I would be arrested. No one will come and say, oh, but it's your right for freedom of speech. No, no, no. If I was here and white nationalists were walking and I was desecrating or I was spitting at Churchill's picture, I would be attacked. Why is it when it's the Muslims, it's the double standards? That's what I'm trying to understand. Nobody said, why did you mention a fact? You didn't mention the fact in context. That's our problem.
If someone has taken out of context how the incident was described, there's nothing I can do to change that.
Yes, you can.
No. I can't change what's happened. That's how you can explain it.
Because what you do is this, it's like you slap me and I slap you back, and you only put the bit when I slap you back and go, Ali, you see what kind of a fuck he is? Yeah, and you're like, well, what about him hitting me? No, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about him slapping me. I'm like, yeah, but you slapped me first. But no, that's the point. It's you're cutting it to a specific, like, Muslims are thugs and we come here. No, let me tell you something. We don't need to push people around. Academically, intellectually, we rinse all these people out. That's why we've had everyone come together against Muslims. Be it the Kemets, be it the black Israelites, be it the Christians, be it the Jews, be it the Shias. Shias are Muslims as well. Let's not get twisted, yeah? But what I'm trying to say is, They all come together against Muslims. Look, we don't need this. We have the Quran. You see that Quran I have on my table, yeah? Let me tell you something. As long as we can preach that, the reason why these people come in and insult the Prophet and insult the Quran and desecrate the Quran is because they know intellectually and academically they can't deal with us. We knock them out every single time. So that's the reason why they get down to this level. And you have little kids who are immature Muslim who come here, want to be a boss, push him around, which is pathetic. We don't need that because that doesn't serve our religion. Us coming here and allowing me to talk and preach the Quran is all I need. I promise you. If they allow us to preach the Quran, which they do, and that's why in this park you see hundreds, if not thousands of people who have come to Islam. Show me one Christian who's become a Christian in this park. I can show you reverse here in the park. Look, our Quran is all we need. Yeah, and we just want to preach that. Freedom of speech works for us. You know why? Because the reason why, even in Islam, the concept of jihad, you know why it's for? It's so those who stop the Muslims from preaching, they wage war. Why? Not because, oh, you have to accept my religion by the sword. In Islam, in Surah Baqarah, verse 256, it tells us we are not allowed to force people to our religion. All we're saying is, allow us to preach the Quran. That's all we want. If you don't allow us, then if you physically come and attack us, we will fight you. So the thing is, freedom of speech works for us. We don't want freedom of speech to stop. We're saying the freedom of insulting, and that's cross-culturally. The blacks won't like to be someone to be racist towards them. The Jews would not like someone to be what's the word? Not homophobic. Anti-Semitic towards them. The Muslims don't want to Islamophobic. What we're saying is we're on the same page. Don't insult us. We want to have a dialogue. Disagree with me. Come and say to me, I believe Islam is a false religion. That's your opinion. Let's talk about it. So let's distinguish between hate speech and freedom of speech, because I believe you're confusing the two.
One thing I really like about Ali, and I've said it to you previously, is the great thing. We may disagree on substance with a certain thing, but that's healthy. But what is really great is that we can stand in front of the cameras and not be scared to say what is important. And I actually value this engagement which we've just had. And all an individual can do is, if someone's made an error, then to reflect upon what they've done, and it's important to admit you've made the error. And I love Speakers Corner because it's all about learning. We come down here on a weekly basis and we learn from each other. And I can assure you, one thing I've done, and I like you, and I know that we will engage more in the future. I have learned a lot today. I have learned a lot over the last 3 weeks. And all I can do is continue learning down there. And I think it is so important for us to be able to have this debate without being disrespectful to each other. And and I've said to you, like, one thing I do like with you is that you're a young gentleman and you're so humble, the way you conduct yourself. And I love that in a person.
Look, at the end of the day, we have a saying, the first Caliph Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu said, he said, may God forgive me for what you don't know about me, and may God make me better than what you think of me. So what you think of me, you're only seeing that is because you see like but I hope God makes me better than what you think of me. The point I'm trying to make here is this, we can have these civilized discussions, etc. All I'm just saying is that let's not confuse between freedom of speech and hate speech, because if we do that, you as a black person in this country and your ancestors went through hell. They were killed. In Congo, 10 million black people were killed by Leopold II, or whatever his name is. He used to cut the limbs of those who wouldn't work hard. They're kids. I saw a picture, it literally broke me to pieces to think that my child's daughter is hands are going to be cut off because I'm not performing well in being enslaved to him. So the thing is, you need to understand where your ancestors have come from, and the same thing we Muslims are going through. So don't be on the side of the oppressors, not saying intentionally or unintentionally. Don't be on that side, because let me tell you something. The moment they kick the Muslims out, you're next. They're not going to say, oh, this is, no. Let me tell you something. They're going to say the ball is gone. When the ball is coming back, you're jumping on board. So I'm just saying, please don't be on the side of the oppressors, because with freedom of speech, we're open to it. We're seeing hate speech is our problem. Would you agree to it?
I try not to be on any one side, but in closing, I would like to ask you a different question, 2 questions, slightly different. Number 1, you said you went away for 3 weeks. Was it 4 weeks?
Why is it 3 weeks?
Sorry, I've got 3 weeks in my mind. Was it a great holiday? And then the next question will be about the documentary film. So Did you enjoy your holiday?
What documentary are you talking about? The marriage documentary.
So no. So was it a great holiday to actually go away, get away from all of this, to recharge and to come back as yourself?
I think it was good because I come here for about the past 10 years, really every single Sunday. So 3-4 weeks ago, I was actually physically attacked. So to me, it's like, obviously I lost my cool a bit. So I thought to myself, you know what, I need a little break. So I didn't come for about 3 weeks. But then I had a holiday booked before.
Anyway,
with my
I
wife.
remember you told me.
So yeah, I just went on a holiday. It was
Turkey,
good.
wasn't it?
It was no, I can't disclose the information there. So I went on a holiday. You know, it was nice. It was a break because I have. Last time I went on holiday was like 5-6 years ago. So I'll be honest, it was refreshing. I'm recharged. You know, I'm ready for the enemies of Islam all day, every day. You know, I've got some new rifles for me. Academically, of course. So the thing is, yeah, no, I'm good, man. It was a good break. I'll be honest with you. For 1 month to stay away from here, it was brilliant because you come here and it becomes like a routine. You're like a robot, like programmed. Like, so to me, it was very good just to distance myself. So it was a good break. I recommend everybody to take a break. If you're coming here regularly for the past 10 years, you definitely need a break. Otherwise, you lose the plot here.
And the final question, I'm led to believe that there's going to be a documentary film coming out about yourself. Can you give me an exclusive on Street Life about this documentary?
This is classified information. The CIA know. The FBI is after it. I've had meetings with MI5. No, I'm joking. Yes, hopefully I'm working on it.
Yeah, but when? Give me some dates.
I don't want to give dates. Every time I give dates, it doesn't happen. So just be patient. Allah says in the Quran, good things come. No, be patient. Yeah, okay. Allah is with the patient. So therefore, you need to be patient, and good things come to those who wait. And don't worry. When are you married?
Sort of.
Yeah.
I've lived with the same person for 38 years.
Why are you going to get married?
One day.
One day, which day? That's what I said about the documentary. One day. You see, I'm going to say the same thing. It's been 30 years. I'm finished.
Before you go, don't worry about them. All I can say, thank you very much.
That's okay.
And I've made that promise to you. Later on, I'll remove something.
Yeah, and don't put Mohammed Hijab picture this time. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you. Bye.
It's that I uploaded a video some weeks ago, and some people may not have liked it, the photograph I used, but I stick by the description. I have said using the photograph was wrong, and I personally apologise.